Good afternoon, everybody. I thank Snegal Madam and Dr. Prashant for giving me this opportunity. This is going to be a continuation of what Raghavan sir has spoken. This is just the recent advances of that atrial stenting. We have done a small series with a newer technique, which is the atrial flow regulator, which I'm going to share with you. This is from Dr. Shivakumar's unit. So, as we all know, PAH, there is a progressive reduction of the pulmonary vascular blood, which causes an RV failure with an underfilled RV with a low cardiac output, which eventually causes syncope and eventual death. And we have gone through various managements, and in spite of all these things, the annual mortality in the present era is close to around some 12%. So, sir has just briefed us about the balloonatrial septostomy. There are various evidences which say septostomy, which can serve as a bridge or even a final destination therapy in some people till transplant. Basically, it improves the cardiac output. The systemic oxygen transport increases in spite of hypoxia. We all know that systemic oxygen transport is a product of our cardiac output and oxygen saturation, but in spite of that, it increases, improves the survival rate, and it prevents exercise-induced syncope. And in some people, the RV decompression has reduced the sympathetic activity and in spite of reducing the proBNP. So it improves an RV infection in some people. So I'm going to skip all these things. So we have, sir has briefed us about the various procedures in septostomy. So we all know there is a blade septostomy, the static balloon dilatation, or an atrial septal stenting which has been tried. The problems with this is like most of, as sir has briefed, the closure of the defect with time, recurrence of syncope once the defect closes, and multiple procedures. We might even go again and again to dilate it, and each procedure in a PH patient has its own risk, and recoil of the septostomy hole is very unpredictable. I'm going to skip all these things. These are the various procedures for stenting, the Diablo technique, and the other things. So these are the issues which we face under the balloonatrial septostomy. So it is more morbid, and too large a hole, it causes more of profound hypoxia. Too small a hole, we don't achieve the process. Atrial septal stenting, in fact, needs very, very experienced hands. And as we all know, the fenestrated AHT device, of course, due to the fibrin deposits, they all close eventually at one point of time. So what is needed? It need a predictable fenestration orifice, which is predetermined for the age of the patient and predetermined depending on the RA pressures. For example, if it is too high RA pressure, for example, a 20 millimeter mercury of RA pressure, probably we can make a smaller fenestrated device. If it is lesser RA pressure, we can go for a larger devices. And it is an easy procedure. It is as simple as an AHT device closure. And there is no fabric, so the fear of closing off is not there. And the patency is to be maintained like in a series of in a follow-up of nearly 3 years, we have found that the patency is to be retained, and it suits all atrial septal thickness. And it is feasible to close her in a later date if at all, if necessary. So this is a new series which has come with an Occlutech AFR atrial flow regulator. Basically, this device comes with predictable fenestrations. The fenestrations ranges anywhere between 4, 6, and 8 and 10 millimeters. But generally, we opt for anything more than 6, 8 or 10 millimeter, and we rarely choose a 6 millimeter for a child which is less than 10 years or old. And as the fenestration also, there is a waist differs. There is a 2, 5, and 10 millimeter waist. Basically, if it is, if it is a post-AST surgical closure with a very thick septum, a pericardial patch, the person will benefit with a 10 millimeter waist. Whereas it is just a very flail fossa ovalis, even a 5 millimeter waist length will be adequate. So the procedure is as we do it in atrial septostomy, do a septal puncture with a broken barrow, but an increased curve probably to aid the puncture. Usually, if we choose, the sheath varies anywhere between 14 to 10 French. If it is a 10 millimeter device, we go for a 14 French sheath. If it is 8, it's a 12. And if it is a 6 millimeter, it is a 10 French sheath. And the RA disc, usually this is like as easy as deploying a AST device. We deploy it under fluoroscopy or echo guidance. We target across and feel the tug across the left septum, and then we release the device. And usually the position can be checked with a small contrast injection in the sheath, which can see how effective is our fenestration. And we can do a contrast on the table to see how effective. So this is a contrast echo which confirms the right to left flows across the AFR device. The release is as simple as like an Occlutech AST device. There is no complications here. This is one of the post-AFR patient which showing the en-face view of the fenestration with the flow across the fenestration. So this is a very small series which we have with us. We have done, till now we have done 35 patients up to March 2019. Our age group varies as young as 4 years to 58 years, and the mean age group is around 28 years and weighing between 12 to 90 kg. Out of the etiology, the idiopathic PAH was 19. There was a familial PAH, 9 patients. We have not done a full genetic assessment, but there was a family of 3 to 4 having the same procedure underwent with us. Connective tissue disorders of 3, and with a post-op congenital heart disease, 2 AST device closure, 2 AST surgical closure, 1 AST device closure, and 1 VST surgical closure. The presenting symptom for predominant of the patients was syncope, dyspnea class 4 in 2 patients, dyspnea class 3 in 8, and dyspnea class 2 was 24. So what we observed is like out of all the patients, out of 34, actually this was a pre-series, all the patients had no syncope. That was the first achievement. And the 6-minute walk test improved markedly. We from 337 to 423. And at the cost of saturation, of course, yes, the saturation, we started with a 98%, but we didn't, there was not a big fall in the saturation. We could go as far as like only 92%, and 85 was the lowest which we got. There was a reduction in the pro-BNP, but it was not very significant. And the RA mean pressure, we reduced it by 2 millimeters mercury, and there was an increase in the LA pressure of 2 millimeter mercury. The cardiac index increased by 0.5 ml per 0.5 ml. And the most other marked thing which we saw was the systemic oxygen transport, which increased from 367 to 428, which was very significant. Of course, there was the cardiac index which increased and the systemic oxygen transport. And there was a considerable improvement in the 6-minute walk test. However, we didn't have a great achievement in the BNP. There were no procedural mortality. It was very simple to implant, and there were 2 deaths, which I'll talk about later. And actually, that was not 12 months. Right now, we have almost 35 months follow-up with us, and none of the fenestrations have closed till now. We usually follow them with a dual antiplatelets for 6 months, and then only aspirin, and we are continuing aspirin. Regarding the 2 deaths we had, one was a 58-year-old female who was in the hospital with a class 4 heart failure with a pro-BNP of markedly elevated to 32,000. She died after 2 weeks with a persistent heart failure. She was very morbid when we did the procedure. And the other one was a 20-year-old male with a class 2 symptom on pulmonary vasculitis. He died 2 years later the implantation at home. We don't know the reason, probably arrhythmia. And this was our experience, which we have published in the CAT CVI. And this was the international experience with the AFR, which we collaborated with Dr. Joseph Vettukattil. So the questions which we have here is, will early septostomy AFR implantation in idiopathic PH will help in a better survival rather than considering the procedure in terminally ill patients? Or will early septostomy AFR implantation in idiopathic PH will help in remodeling of the RV and improve the RV function? This was one of our patients with a 2-year patency, which shows the good right to left shunt. And so the AFR atrial septal stenting is a good option, as we know, but it needs experience. AFR today is the safest and controlled method to do a septostomy in idiopathic PH. This is just a small series which we are doing. We are continuing the study. Probably by August 2020, we will complete the study and we'll give you come back with the better results. But as of now, what we have proven is it increases the 6-minute walk test. There is a good improvement in cardiac index, and there's a good improvement in systemic oxygen transport. But in spite, we didn't see a significant reduction in the saturation. The lowest saturation we could see was only at 85%. All our patients tolerated this much of hypoxia. In fact, none of them had a profound hypoxia except the 2 deaths which was unrelated to this. Thank you.
So we can take some questions. Are you measuring at any quality of life indicators or only 6-minute walk test? What happened to functional class and
We are doing it,
other
sir, actually.
aspects?
We are doing it. There was not marked increase in that, actually. Since because it's an ongoing thing, we have still not come up with that. We are doing a quality of life
See, the BNP levels did not improve.
much improve,
So I'm not sure whether it will improve the quantity of life.
not much. It's
So
more
if you don't
predominant.
improve the quality of life also, if you neither improve nor quality nor quantity, I'm not sure where it stands.
It's more for, it prevents more of the syncopal episodes and the near.
So, one question I would like to ask is, what is the effective size you achieve? Say, if you're using an 8 mm device with an 8 mm
Penetration.
what is an effective size? Do you get 8 mm or is it lesser than that?
No, we do get 8 millimeters. We have measured with post balloons also. We do get 8 millimeter in that. In fact, there was one incidence where we wanted to dilate and see. In fact, we dilated it, but of course, we dilated the 10 millimeter with the 12 millimeter balloon, but it remained patent to be 10 millimeter.
And any of them have closed spontaneously?
No, none,
None of
none,
them.
none.
Because I think in the original series there was one which they sent for transplant.
Nothing.
later.
None of our group out of the 35, none have closed. At least in 3 years follow-up.
Thank you so much. Anybody else want to ask?